pass out. Robert Earl Dean, man,
Yes,
I am so excited about today
I am
because we
too.
got another legendary
Yes,
singer on the line,
yes, sir.
extraordinary.
Yes, sir.
I mean, cooking
Yeah,
mama,
it's
just
in her lineage.
yes, 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 yes. Robert Earl Dean, who do we got with us this morning?
Sonia Griffin, I see you on here. Your sister is on here with us
Hey,
today.
Sonia.
Wait, wait, don't forget to say the though. Go ahead. Go.
The, I haven't introduced her
Okay,
yet.
good, go. Let's go with it.
This young lady that's on this show today, I have
Mm-hmm.
known her for years, and as a kid, I used to
Mm-hmm.
be just so astounded by her because she was one of those
Mesmerized.
sopranos that you can kind of look at her mouth and tell it was her that was putting the sound out.
Uh,
So as a kid, I would watch her, and later on, as I got older, I got acquainted with her when she was serving at
Mm-hmm.
a Church of God in Christ, I believe, in Pomona, California,
I,
with my friend
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Ankrum.
I think you might have used the word
Mm-hmm.
enamored. You was
I was
enamored by.
enamored by her.
Okay,
And
but
ladies and gentlemen,
uh-huh.
I am here to introduce you to
The world renowned.
my big sis, the world renowned Linda Pringle, Sopranos of all Sopranos. Welcome to the Wake Up
What
Morning
did you
Show.
just say? Sopranos of all
Oh,
Pringles.
She a
Pringle.
soprano. She's a soprano. She is a soprano of all sopranos.
Sister
That's a new.
Pringle.
That's a new potato chip.
Right. Let's do it.
Now I can get
Let's
my
endorse
own
it.
potato chip.
Let's do it, sis.
Come on now.
Because that's a close comparison.
Well, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen,
yeah.
Sister Pringle,
Yes.
the world renowned singer and the chip that we all love so much.
Yes.
How
Hmm.
are you doing this morning?
Oh my God, I am so blessed and highly favored. It's just incredible. Was on the prayer line this morning at 6 to 7, lifting you guys up, lifting the show up, and
Yes.
I'm just excited for what God is doing with us on this day.
Yes.
Amen. Well,
I'm excited.
I'm just gonna start off by saying,
Yes.
for somebody that has never met you personally but have heard your voice
Hmm.
all of his life, that when since I've been in the choir, I love me some Linda Pringle.
Oh God, she's
I,
lovable.
I love me some Robert. I'm gonna let you start off because
Oh,
it's just gonna be a love fest today.
Yes.
all
I'm
right.
just chilling because I'm so excited to be with my big sis. When these people that you know and love,
Yes.
it's easy to talk to them. This ain't an interview. This is
Mhm.
us talking, family talking.
Right, right,
Linda,
family.
w-
Yes.
where did you get this soprano voice from? I mean, I know you're the sister of
Oof.
the legend, one of my favorite all-time male vocalists, Keith Pringle,
Your big brother.
my big brother. How did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you start?
Well, it's just Keith. I always say Keith because when we were coming up, Keith would, Mama would say, okay, now look, Mama got to go to work. When you all come back from school, you come home. And Keith would grab me. I said, where we going? We got to go down to this apostolic church. We were in Detroit. And I'm like, no, we can't go. No, you got to go because I'm not going to get in trouble by myself. I'm like, what? And so every time I would go with Keith, we would always sing. And he would sing, just sing, yes, Jesus loved me. And I would sing, he said, I take it on up and take it on up. And I'm like, well, okay. And so Keith doesn't even realize this, but he was very instrumental in my life and listening to all the gospel greats. It was my brother. And we sung in all kinds of CME choirs, and they like, who are these people? We're doing wonderful. And like, come on. And then Keith put a little gospel flavor on it. And it was like, who is these people? And I said, it's CME Church. And it's like, who is this? And so anyway, it was my brother who gave me the unction to sing. I mean, he pulled it out of me, in other words.
Well, he's
And I've been
such an
singing.
influencer. Your brother is such an influencer. He was one of the people that I listened to as we were growing up because he was a gentleman who had high range, but he had a rasp to it as
Yeah,
well. And whenever you can identify with people, it kind of draws you in. Um,
right.
how did you guys get to LA from Detroit? Because I never knew that you were from Detroit.
Wait a minute, wait, hold on. Let me interrupt this. Because I do have to say to everybody that if you live in the United States, you're blessed. And if you live in California, you're doubly blessed.
Yes.
So they in LA, so they doubly blessed. But she didn't make it down to San Diego where the chosen few live. But
Right.
we're gonna let her stay in
Yeah.
LA right now for and just for the moment.
Just for the moment.
So doubly blessed. How did y'all get doubly blessed to be
Yes.
in California?
Oh, oh my God, 1982, probably before y'all was born. Keith had already started the Pentecostal Community Choir,
Mm-hmm.
and he called me up and said, "Sis, would you like to come to California?" Well, I only had visited one time, and I love California. I was like, I can't get out. I'm gonna get out of Detroit, and he bought me a one-way ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Now I came to Detroit then, and the Pentecostal Community Choir had been in inception about maybe 2 years,
Oh.
and I went on the road with him. And prior to that, when I was living in Detroit, the choir would come out, the ensemble would come out and tour, and they would grab me. And that's how I learned how to, you know how PCC, we used to sing and we used to lean to the right,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yes.
lean to the
Yes.
back.
We used
Baby,
to
we was
copy
a
off
leaning
y'all.
choir.
We used to copy off
Uh-huh.
y'all. Eddie Baltrop and Fulfillment. We used to copy
Yes,
off y'all on Can't Stop Praising His
yes,
Name. And y'all, doom, doom,
yes.
doom, doom, doom,
And
doom,
Keith
doom.
would pick us up. He would pick me up in Detroit. We'd go to Chicago. We would sing in the Detroit metro area. And I knew that I was eventually going to have to go to California. So Keith brought me out in 1982, February. And I'm going to show you how the devil didn't want me to leave Detroit. We had an ice age of all ages. People from Detroit listening in. Sandy, I know you listening, Sandy Rose. In 1982, we had an ice storm, and they had to literally come to the house that I was staying in to get a blowtorch to unlock the back door because the snow bank, it looked like it was a ski slope. That's how bad it was. And that was like 5 times we went to the airport to get me out of Detroit, and they said, your ticket is not here. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Or we couldn't get out because of the snow. And I was like, I'm getting out of this city. I'm out.
You was
And
out
when
of
I
there.
got out, I ain't been
You
back.
stayed out.
I mean, I
She,
went back to visit.
she,
I'm gone.
she said the
I
snow is.
miss home, though.
She said the snow is alive. I love Detroit, but
But
in the summertime. But that winter time,
I
it
got
the
is
to
devil is
something.
move.
alive.
It is something. But you know what? Y'all still go to church, though. One thing about them back there, they still go to
Oh,
church.
child, please. Didn't miss a day.
We let
Didn't miss a
rain. We
day.
let rain stop us in California.
Well, hold on,
Oh.
hold on. You know,
Yes, sir.
no, we do not just let rain. We let rain, heat, traffic, whatever. You know, we like I
Right.
said, we gonna go to the beach and pray on the
But them
pray.
Yeah.
Chicago
Right.
folk, them Houston, Texas, and Dallas, Texas folk, and Detroit folk, they will press their way. That's one thing I really, really like about you guys. And
Uh,
for those that are listening,
We,
y'all didn't know that Keith Pringle was nominated for a Grammy back in the day, and that
mhm,
was not easy
yeah.
with this choir.
mhm. Now, Sister Linda, I want to just ask. I want to go all the way back to Detroit because see, one of the
Okay.
things about it being in Detroit, they all dress, but you had to learn how to dress in layers. So my question to you right now: have you brought your Detroit swag to the California sunshine?
I sure have. I sure have. Because I'm telling you, it's all about the layer. Look, I love scarves. If you all know me, I wear scarves. Like this scientist that be on the TV that
Hmm.
talk about the coronavirus, and she has this trend. Oh yeah, we had labeled her the scarf. Now I'm the scarf lady. I don't brought the scarf. I do the scarves.
Hmm.
But I've learned to just wrap up. I love layering. And I remember coming out here to California for my first visit, and that's when Keith was Minister of Music over at West Angeles on
Yes,
Adams.
yes.
Hmm.
Oh
Yep.
my
And
God,
I have
back
a
in the day.
picture, right? And I have a picture with this bad wool suit on and
Hmm.
this fleece hat, and it was like 90 degrees outside. I'm like, it's a little warm, isn't it? But see, that was wintertime. You know, had on suede shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
It's
oh
warm,
my
isn't it?
God.
Of course it was.
It was 90 degrees, but I
Right.
wore my suit anyway.
Right.
You know, and
Amen.
then had my mother stole Martin furs. Those are the little foxes that you see here that
I used
Betty
to be
Davis
scared
and
of
them used to
them.
have.
I was
Hmm.
terrified
I,
of them.
I still got them. And I put that girl around my neck, and it was like, ooh, she got rats on her. You know, ready to foxes.
So let me ask you
Yes,
this:
baby.
you were at the old West A,
Yes.
and do you remember when Bishop Blake Sr. would come from San Diego to bring the choir for the anniversaries?
No, because I was just visiting there. When
Oh,
I went to visit, I came out because my mom had moved. My mother was already coming out here. She was jet setting. She used to come out to California all the time. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go. but I was, doing my work. I was doing club work, and
Right.
I was busy in Detroit. So anyway, I decided I'm going to come out to California, and that's when Michael Gray
Mm-hmm.
was at the church. He was the guy who did Fat Albert,
Right,
Fat
right,
Albert.
right.
That was Michael Gray.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Lonnie Morgan.
My
and we had
godfather,
the
Lonnie
Keith
Morgan.
Pringle.
Yes.
Yes,
Woo.
yes. And that
Rosetta
was at the
Rose.
old
Sister
church,
Rose.
right? Sister Rose. Come
Sister
on
Rose
now.
was a singing
And
sensation. Ooh,
what?
my
And
God.
the white church over on Adams, and I have a picture today with Lil Dion with my godson and all the kids. Now they grown and got kids and married to preachers and stuff like that. And I'm standing up there with this wool suit on,
But she was dressed.
but yeah. But
Well-
West Angeles was the church.
Well, you're talking to LT. He's part of the Blake family.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now.
That's why I was asking, because I was like saying, if you remember when we used to come up there, my uncle would bring his brass band, and the most handsome young man playing the trumpet, that was me.
Was who? Oh,
That was
okay.
me.
Oh, okay.
Praise the
Oh,
Lord.
praise him.
I was playing the
Wow.
trumpet. Yes,
He was
Lord.
playing for Jesus at a young age.
Yes.
Now, Linda, tell us about how you transitioned into LA Mass, because you used to be our sister choir with the
Yes.
Voice of a Film. We would come and do stuff together.
Yes.
How did you get into LA Mass?
Yes. It was my loving sister, Sandra Dindy.
Yes.
Sandra Dindy called me. You know Sandra.
Yes, that's
the
my I
tambourine
love her. Yes.
playing. Okay. We did a duet on one of the albums, What a Fellowship. Sandy and I did a duet together on it. And Sandy was the one who called me. She said, Pringle. She says, Donald Taylor
said
has a
Pringle.
group called Donald Taylor and Friends. Yes,
Yes.
Donald Taylor and Friends.
Yes.
And so we're going to be doing the Universal Studios and all that. And I want to introduce you. And I'm like, okay. And as soon as I got there, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to be in this. And Donald said, yes, you're in. And I was in ever since. It was Sandra Dindy who planted that
Yes,
seed.
and that's
Amen.
Lashana and her sister. I love the Dindy
And Greg.
sisters.
And
And
her
their
brother,
brother,
Greg.
drummer. Yes.
Well,
Drummer.
Double
Yes.
rock.
can I ask this one question, just because from a church perspective, I heard when you started coming to California that the song "The Men All Pause" was actually made after you. When you would walk in, everybody would pause and say, "Who is that?"
You're so funny.
He is. He's so full of it.
You're so funny. But you know what? I was a looker. I was kept.
Right, you was
I
Detroit, so
was
you
dressed-
came with swag.
Yeah, with and dressed in models apparel because I was under Mattie Moss Clark
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Lucille Lemon and the Gospel Singers.
Yes.
And I came under that when you Hula Jean Hurley. I came under that. I was sung with the Voices of Tabernacle when I was 11 years old. Recorded with James Cleveland at the United Artists with the Voices of Tabernacle.
God, your career.
So I knew how to dress. I knew how to dress.
Right.
I wasn't showing my chi-chis.
Right.
Come on now.
Come on.
I remember the mothers used to come with had a whole string
Yep.
of bobby
Bobby pins.
what are the pins?
Those pins.
And the bobby pins and also
Yep.
safety pins.
Safety pins. Yes.
And they would link them to the bottom, and then you pull them out and be like, "Ooh, what is this?"
Right.
And they would, and they would go to the girls, and they would just close them up.
Yes, they would.
And if the things were too short, they get the drop
The prayer
cloth,
cloth,
baby.
the drop
Come
cloth.
on.
Yes, they still
See-
wear them in the
see,
Church
I
of
knew-
God in Christ.
Yes, they do. But I've always been a type of person that I want to represent God,
Yes.
and just like my brother, maybe one day you'll have him on.
Oh, I'm
But
going
he'll
to.
tell you, he despises the guys when they wear the pants underneath the hips and stuff in
Right.
the back,
Right.
out of be sagging.
Right.
And he was talking about, he said, "Look at my father, look at her dad. Our dad looked like a gangster. They were short. They had
Yes.
the Stetson hat.
Clean.
They had the suit
Yes.
pressed
Yes.
with the little Will Rose lapels.
Yes.
Stuff like that. And so now we have gotten away from that. We can just go to church and listen like anything. I got a problem with that.
I have a problem with it too, and I think because we've tried to cater down and we got to get the young people in church and we got to do such and such. But like I tell them, when you get a job at McDonald's or at Burger King, whatever, you wear what they ask you to wear without
Their
any
uniform.
hesitation. Come on now. So we
Shout
should
out,
give
shout
our
out to
best.
McDonald's.
Right, right.
Yep.
But we should give our best. We should give our best in presenting ourselves to the Lord. It ain't got nothing to do
Exactly.
about you being saved with what you have on. But what you
No.
have on is a reflection of who you are, to be honest.
Come on now.
I'm old
Come
school
on
too. You know
now.
what I mean?
Yes,
Were you the
yes.
lead? Were you one of the leads on You Can't Depend on God? And when it seems that you are by yourself.
No, yes, I was doing the trio.
That trio, yes.
You can depend
No
on God.
God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And when
yeah,
it seems that
yeah.
you are by yourself. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Distinguished
Elaine,
voice.
it was Elaine Gibbs, myself, and God rest her soul. Oh, I can't think of her name. I love her so dearly. It was another sister. Lord, I can't think of her name. But every time we would do that song, I would sing. I would do the trio. Yes. Oh, Naomi. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, she is living. I'm sorry, Naomi. Naomi Moore. So Naomi,
because you a soprano.
myself, and Elaine.
I-
I'm a soprano.
Very,
And so is Elaine.
very distinguished. That's why.
Yeah.
I knew. Now, what
Yeah.
stuff have you done outside of gospel? Because I know you are a great studio artist as well, and it takes
Oh,
talent
my
to do that. It
gosh.
takes talent to do that. You can't just
Oh, my
sing in a
gosh.
studio.
Wait, hold
You
on.
know,
Hold on. You mean to tell me she left the church
Nope,
to sing?
nope. She never left the church.
No, I'm just saying she went.
No.
She sung secular.
No.
She sung good
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
She sung good music.
It-
Let's call it
I'm
that.
just
I'm
messing.
So she sung good music.
Let
Let's
me
call
tell
it
you
that.
something. The Bible says that your gifts will make room for you.
Uh-huh.
And
Preach
when
on.
I first came out here, I had a repertoire of probably about 500 secular songs.
All
And I
right.
had gospel songs too.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, this is California, I'm going to sing. And so then they used to have these trade magazines. Oh gosh, I can't remember right now.
Mhm.
But anyway, you would go to the back and you would go to the gong shows.
Yes.
And you would go sign up for the gong show.
Yes.
And I remember signing up for the gong show one time, and I went in there, and so I came in there as Chip. I needed a stage name. I'm
Right.
like, the Pringle? Chip. Okay, here's Chip.
Go
And
Chip.
so
All right,
I
Chip.
would so I would do a lot of Whitney Houston stuff,
Right.
and I would come in there with a white suit on. That's the suit that we wear my mom in, a white suit,
Yes.
and I had on a pink sequin top. It was a tube top, but you didn't know it was tube top.
Right.
But it was sparkly.
Yeah.
And I would come in there with my heels on, and I would stand flat-footed and sing Whitney Houston. And it was like, okay, we're out. And so whenever I would go to these gong shows, they didn't want to come and sing. They said, forget it, she going to win. And I never forget, one night I was there, and Elaine Gibbs, she was there too, and we both sung together. And I think I did Inseparable by Natalie Cole.
Okay,
It was a rap.
that's my favorite
But,
singer. That was my favorite singer of all time. Don't you start.
And yes, but I'm gonna tell you something. I was trying to build up my little capital,
Right.
because at this time, my brother was featured on, and I gotta send you this picture of Myrna Summers, Keith Pringle, the Edwin Hawkins singers, Lynette Hawkins Stevens, at the Apollo Theater.
Linda, you've been to the Apollo Theater?
Wait. And so let me tell you, I'm going to take a picture of this flyer, of this poster that I have, and it's got her name on it. So Keith flew me in, because that's when Take Up Your Cross
Yes.
was #1 across the country.
Yes, ma'am.
And
LA
when
Mass.
he had me come and sing on his portion of his show. And the promoter came up to me. She said, "Do you know what your brother just did for you?" I said, "I'm like, yes." And I'm like, "No, yes."
Right.
She said, "This is unheard of for somebody to share his spotlight with you."
Wow.
And so Professor Ronnie Felder and the Voices of Inspiration from Brooklyn, New York, backed me up. It was about 40 singers.
Mm-hmm.
They were blowing. And we got up there and sung Take Up Your Cross, Baby, and tore the Apollo down
They had
in
church.
Jesus' name.
They had church.
Now, check this out. I joined his group out of New York, and I've been with them almost 30 years.
Wow.
Linda, you singing with the New York choir now, too?
Yes. Oh, I've been with them. In fact, we was at the convocation, and we backed up Mr. Clean at one of the convocations at Memphis. And so Dr. Judy
Yes.
McAllister
Yes.
was sitting there on stage. She said, Is that Linda Pringle? I
Right.
can hear her say that loud. Is that Linda Pringle? Did she move to New York?
Right.
And I winked at her. And every time I would go
Cause she
on
go
the
to West
road
End.
with them. And
uh.
yeah. Yes. And what was that? What did she leave? No, baby, I'm still in California.
So,
But I say all that to say
Mhm.
that God will make room
Yes,
for
He
your gift,
will.
whether it's secular. Now, let me talk about a little bit of the secular music. When I came here, my mindset was to sing.
Yes.
It didn't matter who or what
Right.
I was going to do. I
That's the
just
way you
wanted
gotta
to sing.
be. You want to make it.
And so I got a chance to work in the industry. I met up with some people, some friends of mine, some girlfriends of mine. They said, well, girl, you sing and we act. Come on, let's do this, let's do that. And they hooked me up with Janet Jackson.
Stevie
I sung on
Wonder.
her with Stevie Wonder. Everybody that I worked for in the industry, in the movie, I was in the Five Heartbeats.
wait a minute. You was in the
You'll see me.
5 Heartbeats.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That's my
with
job. Okay.
Ellie Mass. Okay, so go to the choir section,
Right.
and you'll see us in there. But I also did the screen score, and the song was "I Feel Like Going On." Now, how ironic is that?
That's your brother's song.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yep.
And guess who produced it?
Who?
Jerry Peters.
Jerry Peters is a
Peters
legend.
is the one who discovered really and got Michael Jackson out there. Well, we know that from Gordy,
Right.
but Michael Peters was the one that shot that boy up to the sky.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was the one. He was like, "Oh my God, Linda Pringle." I'm like, "Jerry." They was like, "You know him?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my brother." But it's like that's how God would connect
Yes,
me,
He will.
even in the secular world,
Right.
And so here I am, a member of West Angeles,
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
in the choir, in
Yes.
the choir,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. And my bishop at that time, bishop said, May Blake and I, we decided to go to the movie house. And we went to the movies, and we saw this. And so Robert Townsend was sitting in the audience, right?
Yes.
And he says, but much to my surprise, I looked up there and I saw my daughter. Linda Pringle, would you come down with?
He told you. He put you on
Bishop.
Front Street in front of the whole church.
Put me on Front Street, 1,000, 3,000 people in 30, 45 Crenshaw. And I was like, oh my God.
Right.
And he says, daughter, I saw you in the Five Heartbeats, and I'm
Yes.
pleased,
He was proud.
and I bless you.
He was proud.
And he gave me his blessing right there.
Wow. Well, your pastor
Oh
is
my God.
he's so progressive. I mean, you guys have had people like members like Gladys Knight. You guys have had Stevie Wonder. You guys have had the Bassett's. You guys have had everybody. You had Patrick Henderson, who was working with the Doobie Brothers and stuff. So your church has always been very, very cutting edge. Magic Johnson, yes. Wow. So that's second nature.
Yeah.
That's second nature for you guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's a
But
blessing.
it's yes, and God is so good because He said that He would make the room for you.
Yes, He
And
will.
I tell people right today, my SAG and my AfterCard, I never paid a dime. It was the works that God allowed me to do and work with people.
You never what? Because that costs a lot of money.
Yes, it does. I've never paid. All you have to do is pay my yearly dues. I have never paid for those cards. When I did 3 movies. I did commercials. I did a commercial with Ray Charles when he did the Pepsi commercial. You got the right one, baby.
Right.
That one. You'll see me on standing up there with this big old white hat.
Wow.
And I'm in the church fanning. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And that was through Ricky Grundy. Ricky Grundy.
You used to sing with Ricky Grundy in the chorale.
Yeah.
And the chorale. Yeah.
Linda,
and
you was
did
in
more
everybody's choirs. But these were all the top choirs.
And that's what God put me in because they wanted me and I wanted to be there. And it formed my career. I love me some Donald Taylor and the LA Man.
That's my brother,
I mean,
yes.
every album that we did,
He
allowed me to do a lead.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying?
You and Sonia
I'm
Griffin.
just blessed.
Sister
Sonia
Pringle.
Griffin and Nikki
Potts.
Potts.
You
Yes,
were the
sir.
3 men.
Sister Pringle.
Yes, sir.
I gotta
Yes,
ask this
sir.
question. Can you go and tell us when there was the biggest fight? Because I could imagine being that you the it woman, the hit woman, and everything else. When did? Because see, I know myself. I'd have been like, no, she's mine. Y'all can't be taking her everywhere. Was there ever a time where there was a discussion between choirs about who gets you this weekend?
No, because when I was with LA Mass, basically I was with LA Mass. But if Keith was the call, I got to go with my brother.
Oh,
And
without a
so
doubt.
it always worked out. It always worked out where I was dedicated. Even like my group in New York, where I knew every year we go to New York for our anniversary.
Right.
So I know that's it. And so Professor Ronnie Felder will call me up, hey, we got to go this, we got to go that. We're sending you an airline tickets. Meet us in Ohio. Meet us in, we were in one other state. And so he had me to fly in, and I met him there. You know, and plus the gospel music workshop. Come on now.
Gosh.
You know, we went everywhere once a year. We traveled and toured. You know, LA Mass, we did, I was just teletyping Messenger. Donnie, remember Donnie Hopper?
Yeah.
Yes, the
And
top of New
he had
Jersey
a-
Mass.
New Jersey Mass.
Yes.
Well, let me say, we were in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
with the gospel workshop.
Yes.
And people know me that I used to sell and make jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to give me a booth that year. And I went on and did my booth and made some money. But then I had to be out of there within a couple of days because LA Mass was going on tour. And so I did my thing with the workshop,
Wow.
got my little blessing, packed my stuff up, went home, went to the cleaners, got back, met them at the airport, and we went back to Washington, D.C. Come on now.
That's a Detroit
And
hustle.
it was,
I think she's
was
part
the
Jamaican too.
You know?
it was like the East.
Right.
It was like the East meets the West.
Right.
So it was the LA Mass
Mm-hmm.
meet the New Jersey Mass, and we went on tour.
What
Yes.
a fellowship.
So this
They
what
just, oh my God.
this is what I gotta ask because your
love her.
energy is
It's
so
crazy.
infectious.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you just are
Oh
so
my God.
lively. Are you still traveling like you did back then? Are you still all over the world right now?
Well, right now, God has me in a holding period,
Mm-hmm.
well, especially because of the pandemic.
Right.
But
Mhm.
prior to that, you know, working on resurrecting the CD project,
Yes.
he had put it on hold. He stopped it. He stopped production. He put it on hold. It wasn't me. I couldn't explain it. All I know is that God said, hold tight
Mhm.
and then when he says, now I want you to learn of me. I want you to really know who I am.
Yes.
Not just by singing, you know, A,
Mhm.
B, C, D, E, F, G, or
Mhm.
every good cow eat milk
Mhm.
and all that
Mhm.
stuff. No, I need you to learn the scriptures. Who are you singing about?
Wow.
How can you bring somebody in
Come on.
to know who you are singing about so we can put them in the kingdom?
Yes.
You know, and I was like, huh? And so I had to learn the scriptures about, you know, Father God, I threw the net over and I got fish. And what does that mean? They got fish at a fish plant? No, you're a fisherman of men.
Right.
And so when I would go on vacation when I was working at AAA, I put a big sign on like gone fishing, you know,
Right.
and I was gone. And so I had to learn the word for myself.
Yes.
I had to know who I was singing about.
Yes.
And then when God said, okay, now, and also I learned about seasons. You know, people, you hear about, oh, there's a season, time for this, time for that. Okay, you know, we heard about that and everything, but what does it mean? What is it ringing in your spirit?
Yes.
And so when God showed me that was a season, you had gotten Ricky Grundy, you had got the Nuba Brothers, you got Jason White,
Oh my
you
God.
got Mr. Burrell,
Michael
you got
Burrell.
Keith Pringle, Michael Burrell, you got Keith Pringle, you got Timothy Roberts, you got Frank Calvin, who is writing like 5 songs on there, DeWart Davis, all those
Oh my
people
God.
sold into, wait till y'all ain't heard nothing yet. And all this stuff, even the Nuba brothers said, Pringle, I saw him at a funeral, God rest his sister soul, which at Abby Cox's mother's funeral.
Mhm.
And they said, Pringle. And they keep saying, when? What's happening with you? I said, it's coming. I said, because God had me in a season.
Yes.
But see, all that time, he had me the season was, at that time, sow it into good ground. Go get your musicians. I told Frank, I said, I want the best musicians in Los Angeles.
Of course.
Okay.
I said, because I'm not producing no frisbee, and I'm not producing a coaster.
That's right.
Mhm. Well, I'm glad she said
And
in Los Angeles because she didn't call me, but I'm in San Diego, so I understand now. Praise the Lord.
Yes, but you know what, Linda? I think at this time God was preparing you because you've planted seeds and supported so many other ministries. It's your time. Yes, it's good to still sing
it's
with
my
people,
season.
but it's time for you to go forth
Yes.
in your solo stuff. And I believe God was preparing you. That's why all that word is going to
Well,
come out like crazy. You watch.
well, wait a minute. I want to say that, and that's the reason why we love having this interview
Oh
because
my God.
we getting ready to make sure everybody, can I say everybody, everybody
Yes.
know who Miss,
Everybody.
everybody gonna know who you are. And I want to let you know, I want to shout out Sister Joanne Woods because she up here marketing.
That's my
That's her
She's
manager.
sitting
That's
up
manager
my
there.
and my
manager.
If
good
That is
friend.
she
my
said,
manager.
if you want to
Yes.
book Miss Pringle, you call, I think this is
Oh,
JAW Entertainment
Yes.
Group,
jaw.
a jaw
Jaw.
at
Ja.
Mm-hmm.
8055. That's
Mm-mm.
832-921-8055.
Mm-hmm.
And you two could have the hit woman, the it woman, the changer maker,
Listen,
Miss Linda
your
Pringle.
history in music is just so
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I mean, you got Lamar Campbell on here. I love you,
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, he's on here. We have
Yeah.
Sonia Griffin.
Yes.
Just so many
Yes.
people loving you because you always display
Oh.
love. You are the mother love. You mother
Oh.
love. That's
Mother
your
love,
nickname.
I'm
mother
mother
love.
You
love.
mother love. And you're the same
Oh,
yesterday,
wait a minute,
today, and
wait
forevermore
a minute.
too.
I do got a beef.
Oh God, you can't
I
have a beef with
Okay.
her.
no,
Uh-oh.
I do got a
You can't
beef
have a beef with
because
Linda.
when we
You.
originally scheduled this interview, you said she was coming
Uh-oh.
down here and she was bringing
With some
biscuits and
chicken.
grits.
She said she was coming.
No, 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 no. No, I said fried chicken.
Yes, yes.
I said smothered cabbage.
Shaba.
I said macaroni and cheese. Come on
Hallelujah.
now.
And she
And
got
I
time.
also said a
She,
peach
we
cobbler
have future. We
and a
still
peach
have
cobbler.
time. We still have time. This
But
we living.
because I'm not eating meat for till thank you Jesus till next month.
Right.
Okay, praise
So
the
I
Lord.
can't be around no chicken.
Now, come on.
But I
She's
I
wise too.
guarantee
She's
you
wise too.
that and next month we're gonna all sit down and we're gonna dine at the table. If I have to bring it to the parking lot. You
Mm-hmm.
mark my words.
Yes,
And some hot water cornbread. I ain't playing.
I know you ain't
I ain't
playing.
playing.
And guess what,
I ain't
Linda?
playing.
Guess what, Linda?
What's that?
Guess who I'm interviewing on Thursday? And it's ironic how God just shakes things up. Guess who I'm interviewing Thursday on the
Myrna
show?
Summers.
Yes, ma'am.
Myrna.
Myrna
And
Summers.
so I am going to take a picture of this
Flyer.
poster with her name, and there's a big poster.
Yes.
And that, in fact, I was going to put it in a frame.
Yes.
And Ronnie Felder, the group that backed me up there at the Apollo Theater, sent me that poster. And I was going through, because I got all posters of Ellie Mack.
We know you do.
You know, the
You're
Five
the
Heartbeats.
historian.
You know I do,
You're the
right?
historian.
Baby, I'm telling you. And I want you to know. So I'm going to take a picture of it, and you make sure that you text that over to her and tell her.
You know I will.
You know, I love Myrna, and Keith loves Myrna.
Oh,
Oh my
gosh.
God! I wish I had people could call in because he would be calling in. I know they would.
I know
But
they would.
anyway, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
One of the things I'm gonna do this for you, Robert Earl Dean. I want to ask in advance because Robert Earl Dean is getting ready to have his own show, TV show called the Robert Earl Dean Report. It's
Yes.
gonna be Dine with Robert Earl Dean.
Yes.
And
Oh my God!
we gotta have you as one of his guests. I think
She
that
can
would
be.
I
We
would
can.
love
We can
to be
start.
there.
She can be my first guest.
because I think it would be just really dope.
And
Okay.
sister, we speak in syndication. God, it's my time as
Oh my
well,
God.
and God is going to take
Oh my
us
God!
all over the world with TV as well as radio. So,
Because we
yes.
call him the
Yes.
Wikipedia of gospel.
No,
Yes.
she the Wikipedia of gospel.
Well, see, okay.
Uh-uh.
So you could be Google, she could be Wikipedia
Right.
on the same show. Boy,
Okay.
watch that.
And Linda is so loving, and her heart is so infectious. I'm just sitting here just smiling, and you can tell the people that are listening are smiling by their comments. I mean,
Oh
I'm
my
telling you,
God!
you are the same, and you are what I call a flat foot singer.
Amen.
No,
I love
no
singing.
fluff, no
You know,
fluff.
let me tell you something, you guys. It's really different when you're out there by yourself.
Yes,
You know, it's like I tell anybody, baby, hire me. I can do your soprano. I've got your soprano.
Oh, yes,
You know,
ma'am.
I remember going into studios and they needed, you know, 1 or 2 sopranos. They said, no, bring Sister Pringle in.
She's
They brought
wonderful.
me in and I took care, you know, and that's because I love this thing.
Right. Yes. But you're excellent at what you do. You're good with your craft. That's the blessing about it as well.
And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I remember Brother Robert, about a couple of years ago, I told you, okay, get ready because I'm getting ready to do a big thing and I'm going to have
Yes.
you come in, remember?
Yes, you did.
And I said, get ready, get ready, get ready.
You sure
But it wasn't
did.
ready yet.
You
But we're
sure
getting ready,
did.
get ready. I did, remember? I
Yes.
still got the text.
Yes.
I told him, I said, get ready. You said, okay, let me know. And then I saw you had a solo project that came out. I was like, okay. I said, Lord, is it ready? He said, you ain't ready yet. Hold on.
I'm
You
still
know, and
working
so
on my
when he said
project
your
too.
season,
Yes.
you're right, yeah, see, but you know, now he's putting us in a position.
Wow.
Look at him, look at this, y'all.
Look at God.
It, I would not be here if it was years ago.
Yes.
It might have been a different situation.
Yes.
You know, hopefully the Lord would allow me to soar.
Yes.
But see, I tell people, I'm not in this for fame.
Yes.
The money, if I tell you the money that I spent on this project, you're like, I'll give you the expression like Ricky Gordon said, what? Okay, that's all I'm going to say is what?
Right.
But I wanted the best of the best.
Yes. You deserve
And then I told Sister Joanne, I'm not in it to try to figure out how much did I get. Did Google do this and that? Child, Google ain't going to pay you what I paid for this project.
Come on.
That's not the idea of this is that I am a vessel of God.
Yes.
When I was a missionary, I was a missionary on a mission.
Yes.
Okay. Then Mother Dr. McCool Lewis gave me my paperwork. I became an evangelist.
Right.
And I was preaching and singing all over California.
Yes.
And I thank God for that assignment.
Yes.
But this project, I'm not trying to get no fame and put my life. If you'll put name of life, okay, I can work that in Jesus' name. I can do that.
Right.
But I am a soul winner. I want my songs to go in places where this artist don't want to go.
Right.
I'll go.
Right. Yes, you will.
Send
yes.
me.
Send me.
I ain't got no problem. I have bullhorns. I have bullhorns in my closet.
You got
Come on
you got a
now.
bullhorn built in your
I
bosom.
But I literally bought 4 bullhorns because
right.
I wanted to get there on the street and tell people. I had my missionaries. Oh, Sister Pringle, I can't do that. I can't. And my other guy, rest her soul, she said, "Girl, give me one. Give me one." And we out in Pomona
Right.
on Hope.
Right.
It's talking about, "Is you loud aloud? Honk your horn, beep, beep, beep." I mean, we were out there doing it. We pulled in prostitutes, pimps, and drug addicts.
That's real
Come on
ministry.
now.
That's real ministry. Come on.
So, and I gave 3 of my bullhorns to 3 ministries, and I kept the one. And I told my new ministry,
Right.
I said, "Y'all don't know. Y'all don't really know who I am. Let me bring the bullhorn."
You bring the bullhorn.
It's like it's not because see, just like TJ said, Bishop J said,
Yeah.
in his church, and when you see his ministry, and they flash in the audience, and you see nobody, he says we have went from the mega church to the storefront,
Yes.
to the storefront to the street.
Yes.
And see, we got to take it back to the streets, y'all.
That's what we grew up on.
We got to go out there. We got to go out there. Come on now.
Knocking on
Door-
doors,
come
knocking
on
on
now.
doors,
Door-to-door ministry.
getting the kids in. And back in the day, it would save
Come
the
on
parents.
now.
Come on. In the Grand Old
Come on
Church, that's how they
now.
raised us. Go to the streets.
That's what.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, I'm getting ready to put I'm getting ready to put an end to this. Watch this, Robert O'Dean. I'm putting an end to it because phase 2 will be the TV show,
Right.
where we really get in,
Right.
where we have the food out
Yes.
and everything like that. So if we give them too much right now, they
Right.
won't be. They be like,
Yeah.
So we got to give them just a little bit. So
How can they
Yes.
how can they follow you, your listeners and followers that are viewing today?
Well, first of all, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. And they can contact you. They can contact Joanne Woods. I do have a website that they're working on now.
Yes.
It is official, lindapringle.com. We're working on some things, getting me into the sector because everybody's got to know this media stuff,
Yes, ma'am.
but they can always contact me through the inbox. But the main thing is to contact Joanne
Yes,
Wood,
right.
and follow me on Facebook, y'all, because when I tell people I'm a militant in my heart.
Yes.
I don't like what's going on in the streets.
Yes.
I'm vocal.
Yes.
I can tell you who I'm going to vote for,
Yep.
and I'm going to admonish you to vote for that person too. Now, if you don't like that, it's okay. We ain't going to be mad at each
That's
other.
right.
I had to get rid of one brother because he was talking about, well, you should go. I said, well, I tell you what, we can agree to disagree, but I don't want to agree and disagree with you no more. So, boo, it's
Right.
gone.
Right.
Because I don't have to. I'm not going to do no foolery.
Right. Right.
But I have this militant spirit because that's what we got to have. God can't
These
use
days.
no jelly back.
No, not these days.
What? You got to know who you are and
Whose you are.
in Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Know who you are in Christ. Know your purpose. Well, I don't know what I want to do. What? Then you need to go. Don't ask me.
Right.
Go to the Father.
Right.
Because I'm telling y'all, we could change this world.
Yes, we can.
Just the saints alone.
Yes.
We could change the world. We could change this world.
If my people.
And God can only, which are called what?
By my
By my
name.
name.
By His name.
Come on, Linda. Preach it.
Well, humble.
Themself and pray.
Come on now. And turn. Ooh, let me turn. Do. Bam.
Right.
Turn from the wicked way. Because we done all had some wicked stuff in our life.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes. And Linda, we would like you to introduce to the world on godradio1.com your new
Yes.
single, and don't hang up.
Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you all, listeners, supporters. This song is called Call Him, and it was produced by Timothy Roberts, and I wrote it. And I want y'all to know, if you need Jesus, you can call Him in the morning,
Yes.
afternoon,
Yes.
or evening.
Here you go right here. Linda Pringle. Call him right on godradio1.com. Hold on.